You all know me now. Multi-millionaire guru, FX, crypto, stock trading guy, Nick Sean FX, 9 years from where I started my trading journey. But it wasn't that long ago. I'm just kidding. It was almost 9 years ago where I started my trading journey, and then I got profitable around summer of 2017. We're just going to say the beginning of 2018 because that's probably when it's a little bit more convincing that I was actually profitable. But I started making crazy amounts of money in the summer of 2017, a couple $100s a week. But you got to understand, the strategy that got me profitable back then completely changed my life. And I actually found it by accident through trial and error. And in this video here, I'm literally going to show you how I used to trade. Full disclaimer, I no longer use this trading approach on the lower time frames. However, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm going to wait maybe till the end of the video. Maybe if you like the video, or maybe if you stay watching a little bit longer, I'll tell you how I actually trade now and what I'm actually doing now. Because it's actually a kind of a spin on the way that I used to trade and originally got profitable that I actually use now. But a lot of people have asked me, Nick, we want to see what actually did it. What did the do back in 2017 in your stupid little silly gambling trading mind that actually was able to get me profitable? And it's actually pretty simple. Now, I say that with the case of me having my perspective, it is actually pretty nuanced, but I guess it's pretty simple, so simple enough that I can show you here in this video. Making a couple $100s per week back then was life-changing for me. You gotta understand, I was making like less than $700 per week, about 2,600 USD per month, which back then was maybe close to around 3,000 US dollars in today's money. But I was doing this working 2 jobs, 80 hours a week. So adding to like my $600 per week income, adding like $200, $300 per week from trading was insane to me. Okay, this was really, really crazy, but it came from this strategy. Full disclaimer, trading is risky. You're probably going to lose money. You shouldn't be trying this. You should actually leave this video right now. You shouldn't watch any of my YouTube videos or anything I say, because 90% of people lose money trading, and you're probably going to lose money trading. So just don't even listen to anything I say. That being said, this is what I actually did in 2017. I'm going to show you here in this video. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to any forex pair, okay? Now, I'm going to go to the 5-minute time frame. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to make this really random here. We're going to go to the random.org random number generator. We're going to pick a number between, probably got 15, 20 forex pairs in there. We're going to do 1 to 15, so that's 3. So 1, 2, 3. So euro, Canadian dollar. This is a horrible pair to do this on, but we're going to do it anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the replay mode here in Trading View. We're going to click random bar, and it's going to take us back somewhere random. Now, what did I actually do? I'm going to sum it up very simply because there's not really a lot of magic in this, but it's just an RSI divergence scalping strategy. There you go. That's it. I used the relative strength index. At one point I used Bollinger Bands, but you can do it if you're just using the RSI. And then what I would do is I would have some little settings that I would use on it, which I'm actually going to show you here in this video. Again, I no longer use this exact approach, but this approach informed my trading approach for years. And then it also gave me a lot of context to be able to kind of select trades that I think are more likely to work out based on the idea that the more price goes in one direction, the more it pulls back. And I'm going to tie it all together here at the end and actually show you all that. And then you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm actually going to show you my whole analysis for this coming trading week at the end of this video. I'm literally going to give it all to you. All you have to do is just like stick around. But if you want to click away, you have to go watch a cat video. You have to go watch what Logan Paul's doing. I completely understand. You can leave right now. It's perfectly fine. For those of you that actually want to take this seriously and see, I'm going to give it all to you here in this video. All you have to do is just watch. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. So let's see where the random number or the random bar took us. Back here at the end of 2023. So this is around the time of Christmas last year. We're in Christmas time this year, December of 2024. This is about a year ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the RSI here to the chart. So yeah, it's actually not here at all, so I'll have to add it from scratch. So the relative strength index, and here's what I'm going to do. Oh, here, okay, I found it. It's further up there. So I'm going to show it right here. So here is the settings, okay? The settings are very important because I've tested a lot of different settings, and these ones tend to work best. 14-period RSI. The moving average, I don't even use the moving average in there. And then for the upper and lower bounds of the actual thing, I don't even know if you can actually see it. Can you even see it here? Yeah. 70 and then 50 for the middle and then 30 on the bottom. Now, what is divergence? You guys heard me say that at the beginning of this video. Like, what is RSI divergence? This is all RSI divergence is, okay? we've got the little RSI window, we got the main chart. RSI divergence is where price goes up on the main chart and, for example, makes a higher high. But on the RSI window, it looks something like this, where you see price go up, makes that high, and then it has the little pullback. But then when it goes up right here, it makes a lower high, right? So it looks something like this. And to where you can put like a little line up here that shows, look, this is a high and then a higher high. So referencing the two. But on the RSI window, this is a high and then it's a lower high. The reason it's called RSI divergence is because the RSI data diverges from the main chart data. Super crazy, wild alien technology. I feel like a conspiracy theorist sometimes drawing all these stupid things on the chart. Just saying like, yeah, bro, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. But this is all RSI divergence is. Now you can have the same thing in the opposite realm of RSI, scalping, degenerate, gambling, trading strategies by price making a low and then a lower low on the main chart. But then on the RSI window, what it will look like is it'll look something like this. The price will make a low and it'll be somewhere near the 30 RSI, right? It doesn't have to be, because sometimes it can be 35, sometimes it can be 25 or 20. You know, these things can really get moving sometimes. And then it has a pullback. And then whenever it goes to make this new low over here, it just does like that. And then it starts to go up, right? So on the main chart, you have a low and then a lower low if you're referencing both of them. And then on the RSI window, you have a low and then you have a higher low. Crazy, right? This is like magical superpower trading, and it works every single time, a little more than 50% of the time. So I'm going to show you here in this video what it is. But that's all RSI is. It's the price makes a higher high in the main chart, but a lower high in the RSI window. Price makes a lower low in the main chart, but a higher low on the RSI window. Now this was crazy because it got me profitable trading back when I was just a kid. So there's a lot of nuance here, and there's a lot of context that needs to be taken. Such as like when price is in a range and it just breaks out, you'll see right here that price made a high and then it made a higher high. But on the RSI window, you could see they were diverging, right? It still was a little bit, high as well, but these are going up and this is just slanted at like a straight area, right? Ideally, it's better if it's like lower like that, so that way it's like slanted. So you'll have a higher high in the main chart, lower high in the RSI window, and vice versa for buys. So here's what I'm going to do. Since there's so much nuance here, it's a lot of context. This is the simple strategy I just gave you. There's all sorts of nuances, right? Such as like, it's generally not a good idea to try to sell when price is just broken out of a range and is going up. It's also generally not a good idea to like sell or buy if there's been like too much space or too many candles in between each peak. It's also not a good idea to sell when price has just kind of like broken out of this like tight little squeeze. So you wouldn't really call it a range because it's not ranging back and forth, but it's like a tight little sideways movement, and then price breaks out and has a huge divergence. There's all these little nuances and things. I'm going to literally just show you how I do it, okay? There are no rules to this trading strategy, right? There is no black and white objective criteria that you go down a checklist, say like this, and if that happens, then you buy or sell. It is just literally using the idea of divergence, then combining that with experience, and you smash it together into a little trading approach. And then you use this trading approach, you use your nuance and discretion to get profitable. I've said this in many of my videos before. The only thing that makes manual traders profitable is experience. Consider this. If you enter randomly with a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio and let prices hit stop loss or take profit, you're going to have roughly a 50% win rate. Why? Long term, it's just random chance. You're just buying and selling with the same equal or equidistant stop loss and take profit. The thing that gets you profitable is by being able to predict where price is going to go a little more than half the time. That is the biggest edge you can have, is simply being able to know a little more than half the time, 55, 60%. If you can get it even higher, that's great. 70, 80%, my God, I would kill to have a win rate like that long term. But if you can be right more than half the time, you can make so much money trading. And where does this come from? It only comes from experience. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing else that will save you except getting experience, being able to use your brain, your stupid, degenerate gambling brain, to make the decision as to whether or not you think it is better to elect to buy or sell, and whether or not you think price is going to go in a particular direction. You can use all sorts of risk structures as well to kind of help you with this. You can use statistics. You can use mathematics. There's all sorts of things that I personally use in my own trading to kind of help me decide whether or not to buy and sell. But the biggest piece of the puzzle, the crazy puzzle of confusing trading that I do, is just the fact that my experience tells me it's better to buy, better to sell. I still go through win streaks and losing streaks like every single trader, right? So I suck at trading because most of the time, like I have a couple months every single year where I end up down on the month. And that's just a normal part of trading. And I've gone through this for the past like So it's about to be 7 years since I've been trading. In March of this coming year, it'll be 7 years since I've been profitable. It'll be 9 years since I started trading. I've done it all. I've seen it all. Okay. The only thing that gets you profitable is experience. I just want that to be said here. So let's go ahead and get into it. What we're going to do is we're going to simulate trading on I'm going to just do what I used to do, which was like I had anywhere from like, we'll do a $2,000 account. It was $1,500 to $3,000 is what I'd start. So we do a $2,000 account. And what I'll do is for the lot size, we'll do 2,000. It's usually like a 0.1 for every $1,000 in the account for this particular trading approach. Now, I would do different sizing depending on what the context was, but in general, for this approach, which I no longer use, it's a 0.1 lot size for every $1,000 in the account is roughly, it really depends on volatility and a lot of stuff, but we're just going to do that for this video because it's going to be nice and simple. So we're going to simulate $2,000 in the account, and we're just going to scalp Euro Canadian dollar. This is the boring part where we actually have to watch the charts. We actually have to get into it. I have to calm down a little bit. I have to be able to give you guys the true high production quality videos that you desire here whenever you come to my channel. So that way you can maybe not lose as much money as you would otherwise, but you'll probably still lose money. So this right here would have been a decent divergence. However, it's not, in my opinion, it's not far enough down. I like when price makes a clear like lower low on the chart. So this right here would be good. We've got a low and a lower low. And then right here in the RSI window, we've got a low and then a higher low. It's you know, it's a very slow slant upwards, but it still is a divergent move. So this could go down a lot lower. What I'm going to do is I'm going to enter a buy. Again, we're on a $2,000 account. There's no stop losses. I'm just doing this to kind of see what the sizing would be. Yeah, so a 0.2 lot size would be 20,000. I'm a complete idiot. I was wondering. I was like, why is this like such a small position size? Okay, cool. So that's the stop loss there. There's no stop, so I've entered roughly a 2 standard lot position, a 0.2 standard lot position. So 0.2 lot size. If it goes down, I add, and if it goes up, I close it in profit. We can go ahead and set a take profit, but we don't set a stop loss because with this, what I would do is on a losing streak, I would blow the account and I would just let it blow. And on a win streak, I would grow the account, I would double it, then I'd get the hell out and go back and start over. It might be kind of hard to do with the pair like Euro Canadian dollar because of spreads in real life. USD pairs and JPY pairs tended to always work best for me. My God, this is taking forever. Normally, a lot of trades would just take me like the same session, or maybe sometimes I would hold trades for like a day or two. This one ended up being from 15th of December to 19th of December. I can tell you, man to man, or man to woman, if you're a female, welcome to the channel. We have a very low viewership of females here in the channel, but if you're here, I'm happy you're here, welcome. And with this being the case, I probably wouldn't be in a trade for 4 days like this. This one I probably would have added it somewhere else, like further down here, or added, you know, on a pullback as it went up, or maybe even just shut it down around break even or a smaller profit. This right here is just, yeah, 4 days. I don't know. There's usually going to be a lot of other trading opportunities on other pairs, but in general, you know, 4 days is a very rare occurrence in reality. But then again, I did not scalp this pair whenever I was doing this. So now what we need, we've got a high right there. There's been too much space in between these, but for example, if price would have quickly gone up and done something like that, that would have been good. We picked just the best week to trade because it is just, it is December of 2023. It is right around Christmas time when there's not as much volume. Usually the last week of December is pretty slow. And that's usually it. The first 2-3 weeks of December are usually pretty good. First week of January, things kind of get back to normal. But this last week of December, this is 5 days before Christmas last year. So now we have a divergent move right here. Normally, it's better if price has like a little bit bigger of a pullback first and then a quick rocket up even higher. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch price action candle by candle and then decide if I want to take this. Yeah, a little bit too late now. I'm going to go ahead and start a position here. What should I do for the take profit? Let's see. I'm going to put it right there. That might be a little bit too far, but we'll see how it goes. So that's that. So yeah, it was a divergent move. It was okay. Again, I like it better if there's like a bigger pullback and then it shoots way up really fast. That's just one of the little nuances, right? One of the little magic tricks you could do whenever you're trying to trade this. It's one of these things that you just get with experience, like I said at the beginning of the video. So let's find, I guess, 2 more trades and then we'll wrap it up, and then we're gonna continue on to the next portion of the video. Now, some of you are wondering, Nick, wouldn't that be a divergent move? Number one, it didn't really go and make a higher high, in my opinion. This is just all discretion, right? It's just me subjectively saying, oh, it didn't look good. And then on top of that, it didn't really pull back that much. For those 2 reasons, I'm out. I'm not going to be doing that. I like it better when it has a little bit bigger of a pullback and then a little bit further of an extension to the upside. However, was this technically a divergent move? Yeah, maybe, sure, whatever. Yeah, but it's not just because something is technically true, it doesn't mean that you always like do that. Now, this is a divergent move here because it's got a low then a lower low. However, in my opinion, this first move wasn't far enough down. Like, I like it whenever, like this, for example, there was like a little bit bigger of an extension up. This one, it just wasn't a far enough move for me. So while it's technically a divergent move, this is one of those discretionary things that just kind of you learn with time and experience. I was doing this on like a 1 to 500 leveraged Traders Way account. Traders Way was my first broker I ever used. And let's see, there's too much distance between these now. So this is probably going to set up. So what are we looking for, right? We've already got a huge move down here, and now I'm just waiting for price to kind of pull back a little bit, then make a quick new low. It's not really that complicated, the framework, the basics, right? Where it gets complicated is once you get experience and kind of like a trade selection that allows you to stay out of trading opportunities that are a little bit more stupid and then get into trading opportunities that are a little bit better. So we've had the pullback. Now we just need a quick lower low. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. However, if that would have made a lower low, it would have been a great trading opportunity. We're on December 26th. If this is somehow working on this pair during Christmas time last year when everything is slow, like imagine how much better it works whenever there's not so much trash going on. This is technically a divergent move, right? We've got all these higher highs kind of trickling up, all these here, but I don't think this has gone far enough in one direction first. I think that it would be better if we waited for price to continue up a little bit further. Yeah, this is why, right? This is why I'm saying like experience matters a lot. When you start seeing the same things over and over again, your brain starts recognizing like what's reasonable and what's not. I think it's going to fall from here, but let's wait for a new higher high. If we can quickly shoot up, that'll be a nice divergence. I think it's going to drop here. I'm going to start a small position here, but I'm going to wait a lot of distance to add in case it adds and just try to break even on it if it fails. The take profit, I think that'll be reasonable based on, my experience and all this, nuance and context and all that kind of trash. So it's gone up and made a nice new higher high. This is one of those things where there's way too much space between the two peaks. That's the high, that's the high. This is the high, this is the high. So you can't really classify this as a divergent move in my opinion, just because it's one of those things where there's too much distance. I would have to see a lot bigger of a like a second wave up, because then it would be a divergence here. Now you'll see this still worked out. It came back. It has not hit the profit target yet, so I'm just going to keep the profit target there, and we're going to see if we can get that hit. So the profit target was hit. If this would have been a better place to add, if price was able to go up and then create another divergence, because that on the RSI would have been divergent if it would have happened very quickly and gone up. Again, you just kind of start to get these things, you start to get a better feel with it as you do things. So you'll also see this is a divergence right here. However, in my experience, this doesn't look like it's gone far enough. We were going sideways in a range, quick liquidity spike upwards, and a quick move back down. To me, this just isn't far enough for me to get me kind of excited and get me all like licking my chops for like taking a nice divergence trade. I would want it to go down a bit lower. How much lower? I don't know. It just depends on what the setup looks like. We've taken 3 trades right now. We just got to take one more, then we're done with this. Then I can show you how I use this on the higher time frames. Another quick move down. It looks like that's not going to occur. That would have been a good trade had we had a pullback, just something like that, then a quick lower low. That would have been a divergent move down there on the RSI window and would have been very tasty and delicious. But a lot of this is just patience. So now we're in the first week of January. So that would have also been a good divergent move if we had a quick move down, but we didn't get that. So we're just going to wait. A lot of trading is just patience. It's like waiting for things that present a good risk structure, good trading opportunity, things that look better to you based on your experience. There's no magic strategy that's going to save you. If you're in the mindset right now where you just want to find something quick and easy, just a quick fix to just say, okay, there, now it's solved. Now I can be profitable trading. You're in for quite the road of hell in front of you, because your expectations and your mindset are just not at a location that is reasonable and realistic, in my opinion. Keep in mind, I've been trading for 9 years. I've been teaching people for like 6.5, 7 years. I've seen it all. I'm uniquely qualified to tell you what works and what doesn't. Only thing I've seen work for manual trading and people getting profitable is people getting plenty of experience. So this is a pretty decent divergent move. However, I think there's been too much, I don't know how to say it, too much chop, too much price action, too much time in between these two peaks. It is technically a divergent move. So what I'll do in this case, whenever I see like a lot of this consolidation, is I'll just wait for it to go up a little bit higher. And then if it does go up higher, then I'll take a trade. So let's wait to see if we can get a higher high right there. Yep. So there's been too much ranging here. Price has been going sideways for too long, so now I'll just have to wait for it to either go up or down. So that one would have worked out. Just because it would have worked out doesn't always mean it's a good trading opportunity. Trading is one of those things where there's like zero certainty. Or I shouldn't say zero. There's a 0% chance you're always going to be certain about an outcome, obviously, because nothing in life is guaranteed in general. Trading is no exception. An outcome is not going to be guaranteed, right? Even if you're right 60% of the time, 70% of the time, that's amazing. However, you got to make sure that you're being realistic with what you're doing in trading, and you have to make sure that you're not kind of expecting that you're just going to be able to learn one simple secret strategy and then everything's going to be fine. Like, I understand your desire to want to learn something like that, but it's one of these things where it just requires more experience, right? There's no quick path to profitability, in my opinion, save for exceptions and anomalies. There's some people that'll learn trading in like a month or 2 or 3. And even then, like, they may be technically profitable, but they probably have a lot more to go in terms of like getting experience and stuff. You'll see I've gone all this time without taking a single trade. It's been 28th of December since the last trade. It's been 2 trading weeks, and there's still not been another trade on this pair. Luckily, you have plenty of other pairs to take trades on at the same time, and that kind of helps the equity curve go up and to the right, hopefully a little bit quicker. I would blow an account every now and then doing this. Like maybe 1 out of every 4 accounts I would blow. No, that's saving the exceptions, such as like sometimes I'd have like 5 accounts that would grow and like wouldn't blow, and then I'd blow it on the 6th or 7th try. And there'd be other accounts where I'd blow like 2 accounts in a row. And I would like question my reality of like wow, maybe I'm not profitable trading. Maybe this is all like bullshit. I had imposter syndrome for like over 2 years after I started trading. My imposter syndrome went till like probably the end of the year 2020. I think by the end of the year 2020, I'm like, okay, made it through 2018, 2019, 2020. And I think I'm still probably going to keep being profitable. So I just kind of like, I kind of gave up that feeling of imposter syndrome. You'll notice there hasn't really been any opportunities here that I've taken. So now we might get one. For F's sake, please just go up a little bit higher. If we could just have a nice little higher high. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. We need a quick spike higher. Yeah, so this is done. All we need is just one more trade that we're done with this challenge. You're seeing right now how patient you have to be with trading. There's been times where it's been weeks where I haven't even taken a single forex trade. Earlier this year, I didn't take a single trade in like 3 weeks. It was like my longest run with no trades this year. When was that? May? I think it was May or June. I can't remember. Normally what I would do, I can't say normally, but what I wish I would do is I wish I could like have sped up all of this. The reason I don't do that is because it kind of tells people that like you're full of trash. Like for example, it'd be so easy for me to just edit these videos and just kind of be like, hey Nick, is this and that, and you just sped it up, you cut it out, you already saw what was going to happen, then you just rewound and did it. The reason I just do all this live and like I for one, I've been trading live since 2018. I started my free Telegram channel in 2018. If you're not in there, it's the first link in the description and it's in the pinned comment. Most of you are already in here unless you're new to my channel. Join my free Telegram. It's just the link in the description. But so I've been trading live for 6 years, about to be 7 coming up this next year. But then on top of that, I show you it like here, like modeling the approach here in real time on the TradingView replay mode. It has its limitations, but it's like the closest thing I can get to like showing you live trading, right? It's the closest thing I can get, like going to a random pair and then a random time frame within that pair and then doing it all live in one screen recorded. You'll notice this is a raw screen recording from QuickTime Movie on my Mac. Like I don't even record these edits, right? Most of my, like 90% of my videos on YouTube are just unedited, raw screen recorded, uploaded. So that way I can teach you guys stuff and and you know that I'm maybe full of less shit than some other people that might not do it that way. And just kind of show you the cherry-picked examples. Part of trading is losing streaks, and part of trading is just waiting and waiting and waiting until you get trading opportunities that are worth trading. Otherwise, you just start getting into a bunch of stuff. So this will be good if we have another move, a spike down really quick to a lower low. That spike down did not occur. So we're still going to be waiting. For those of you that are still watching at this point, which will be maybe about like 25% of the people who click on this video. 25% are probably still watching at this point. This is good. This means that you have a lot more patience than most people. That didn't go up far enough, in my opinion. There was too much space between the peaks, so I didn't take that divergent move there. Yeah, if you're still watching this, it means you've got more patience than most people, and you've got kind of more... I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think you're a little bit more likely to get profitable trading. I don't have any evidence to support that statement, but I kind of feel that intuitively that people who are more patient, they take the time to see things. They take the time to see the reality. It's not just me showing you like the video starts and I'm outside with my Lamborghini in front of my mansion and I'm holding a stack of cash saying, here's the stack of cash that I made in 2017. And I'm going to show you the strategy. And then we go inside, and then I've got like, my I just take 4 trades, and they all happen real quickly, and all of them are huge wins. And all right, guys, I grew the $2,000 account to $2 million in 4 trades. That's the trading strategy. It's just that easy, guys. Buy my course. It's just funny. Like I don't know. I don't have patience for stuff like that. I know a lot of you guys probably that are still watching right now don't have patience for that either, but you do have patience for seeing how things actually are, which is why it's cool that you're still here watching this video. So that's actually not even a divergent move. We'll need a lower low. There's been too much chop, too much consolidation there, in my opinion. So I think this is reasonable to take. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this right here. Small position sizing, and then I'll add if it goes against me. If it goes against me, it'll be an even better trading opportunity. All right, that's the last trade. So $400, and that was a win. This is why it's so important to wait for you have to wait. Your brain's eventually going to start being able to recognize after like 6 to 12 months. I'm not guaranteeing you anything, but I'm just saying after 6 to 12 months, in my opinion, from what I've seen teaching people the past 6 years, people kind of start to develop a feel for it after, about a year trading. You start to kind of just quote unquote know, right? It's your instincts. It's your intuition. It's all your experience coming in to factor in to say, hey, bro, this trading setup right here doesn't look good. You shouldn't take it. And you have no idea why you feel that way, but you end up trusting that judgment. Again, this little magical clicking piece in your brain that makes that discretionary decision, that is literally what makes you profitable or not. You guys saw probably however many setups, right? 5 to 10 setups that I didn't take, that I told you, this is technically a divergent setup, but I'm not going to take it. And then half of those would have worked out and the other half would have not worked out, right? So it wouldn't have even really added an edge to the approach. You'll notice I just waited for setups, even though we've been sitting here, however long this video has been going on, 15, 20, 25 minutes, whatever it is, because I can't see the total time duration right now. You saw me sit through things that I didn't think were good, and I just waited for what I thought were the best setups, and then it happened to be 100% win rate, going to a random pair on the random number generator, doing this whole video, and we happened to have 100% win rate. So how much profit was it? $400 on a $2,000 account. Now, this is with 4 total trades. Usually when I was doing this system, I would get at least 1 trade a day, if not more than that. So 4 total trades, let's just say even over the course of like a whole week, if I have 4 trades and then I make $400, right? This is less than 1 trade per day because there's 5 trading days in the week. It'd be like if I traded every day except for like 1 day. Let's say I took Friday off. I'm feeling very lazy. Me as a 22-year-old in my apartment by myself, not even trading, going on a walk or something. It would be the case that I would have come out the end of the week, $400 in this example. And for me, $400 in a week back then was crazy. Like this is, for me, making like $650 a week, right? Because whatever it comes out to be like $2,400 a month, $2,600 a month, like after taxes and stuff, it just depended. For me to make an extra $400 per week was crazy. So I'd get to the end of a month and I'd make $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 for the month. And that was life-changing for me. I have had months, for example, you take this year where I had a month and a half where I had a $180,000 win streak. And then I went on a losing streak this summer. And then I lost like 100,000. And then I went on a win streak again. Then I made like 41,000. And then I had a losing streak where I lost 2 trades that I made a video about where I like lost, I think it was like 36,000 on that. I have been through all the ups and downs. I know what it's like to have like to used to have gotten excited about weeks where I'd make a couple $100 trading. If you are not profitable yet trading, this is where you are. This is literally where you are right now. We're having just an extra couple $100 per week could quite literally be life-changing. And if it's not, if you're already a multimillionaire, you're just learning trading and you're just trying to like add to your income, welcome, perfect. You can do this. You can just do it with higher sizing. Maybe you'll make an extra 20K for the month. And then that's kind of not that big of a deal to you. You're like, huh, that's cute. That'll be dinner on Saturday night. You'll go to a steakhouse, spend 20 grand. I don't know. But if for most of you watching, making an extra couple $100 per week by just learning the skill set of trading with very low risk, and this is just my opinion. I'm not saying trading is not risky because trading is really risky and you shouldn't really be doing any of this. However, with very low risk, meaning you put $2,000 into the account And let's just say you keep doing this, right? In 4 trades, we grew it like, $400. Again, this does not track reality. Don't sit here and tell me, but Nick, those the trades for 2 months, bro, and then only 2 months you made $400. This is not the case. You're going to be taking so many more trades because you have 24 forex majors and minors to trade. So what I'm saying is, even if you just got 4 trades a week, even if you just made $400 a week, you get to the end of the month, that's $1,600 profit. The account has almost been doubled. And let's say that you take another trade, or you happen to get 5 trades each week. Let's say you double the account in a month. Okay, just for example. You grow 2K to 4K. So if that's the case, then you just withdraw the profits. Now you've protected the profits. Now your starting balance, which remains at 2K, because you grew it to 2K to 4K, then you withdrew 2,000. You have 2K left in the account. That's house money. What's house money? It's money that you've made in profit. So if you lose it, you still have your original starting balance. But let's say you grow that account from 2K to 4K, then you withdraw. And let's say it takes you another month and a half, right? Another month and a half, you make $2,000. Cool. You withdraw. You start again with 2K. Then you do it again. You double it. And that takes you maybe 2 months to double it, right? Let's just say, let's drag it out here. Let's say you only make $1,000 each month. That's $250 a week. Then you double that. And then you get to the time where, okay, you've withdrawn $6,000 worth of profits over the course of whatever that is, like 4 months, right? Then you get to a month where you trade for 3 weeks and you blow the account. So then you lose $2,000. So let's just say this is like 5 months. Let's just round up, say half a year with very small balance, right? You've started with $2,000. Again, $2,000. You get to 6 months later, you've made $6,000 in profits minus a $2,000 blown account. So that's $4,000 in net profit. That's $4,000 over the course of 6 months. Now, what if you get to the end of the year and you do that again, right? Over the next 6 months, you have some wins, you have some losses, you grow some accounts, you double some, you blow some. You get to the end of the year and then you make another $4,000 profit. This is $8,000 profit for the year. Again, I'm not guaranteeing you anything. Trading is risky. You're probably just going to lose money. You just shouldn't do any of this. But I'm saying if you're able to do that, you get to the end of the year and made an extra $8,000, you're in the minuscule tiny percentage of traders that are actually making money. Okay. Now, I got to the point where I was doing this back in 2017 by just taking, like, I had $8,300 to trade with that I'd saved after I'd lost that in 2016. I saved it up to the first half of the year 2017 and traded on demo, tracked all my stuff, put the notes section on my phone. It was like my trading journal on my old Android phone. I actually still have it. I'll probably make a video about that at some point. And I would track all my trades. I would look at everything. Then I got to the point where I was like, okay, if I just wait for this, then I can do this. And if everything wrecks and I get into a trade because there's no stop losses and it keeps going against me, it's going to blow the account. And that's cool. It's fine. It's $2,000, right? Which I know may sound kind of crazy. You may be in a position where you only make $2,000 per month or even less than that, right? If you're not in the first world country, you may make $200 for the whole month or even less. Like, I get it, right? We all live in different geographical locations and everybody's welcome here at the channel. I'm not being stigmatizing or condescending or patronizing. I'm not talking down upon you. But what I am just saying is that if you have saved up $8,000 to trade with, and then you only put $2,000 into the account, my first one was technically $1,500, but I would use 2K, 3K starting deposits throughout the end of the year. But if you're only putting like 2K into the account out of 8K that you've saved up to trade with, and you know that the likelihood of blowing that account is very low, then you just keep growing the account, then you withdraw, then you grow the account, then you withdraw. And then you just keep doing it over and over. So I'm not guaranteeing you anything, but this is what I used to do in 2017, and it was amazing. It was so sexy, and it was able to kind of like give me the foundations for the rest of my trading career whenever I started building in support resistance and getting in and using stop losses and this and that. And then now we're going to fast forward a bunch of years later up into 2022. Summer of 2022. I find a modified version of this trading approach that tends to work really well. What I would do is I would start a $50,000 account. I would buy if it would go against me. If I was wrong, then I would hedge, then I wait for it to go lower, then I would close the hedge and profit, then I would add again. And then it was essentially a modified dollar cost averaging, grid trading, martingale trading, recovery trading approach that kind of implemented a bunch of different things. The fifth thing is hedging. It was also hedging. It was just a super nuanced, like, hybrid approach that I had developed just from experience. But it was essentially more or less like, okay, let's buy here when we think it's going to go up. If it goes up, we'll close in profit. But if it goes down, we'll manage the trade, right? So it would be hedging below the zone, and then it keeps going down to the next support zone. You think it'll bounce in, close the sell and profit, add to the buy. Then if it bounces there, you got one buy and profit, close the original buy at break even. If it goes down, you add a third position, right? You get your first one, then your second one, you add a third one. And then if that goes up, you close everything at net break even, plus you had a sell in the basket as it went down. There's so much different stuff you can do. This trading approach, I use it to inform my trading, but now on the higher time frames. So now we're going to get to the last part of this video where I show you what I'm looking for this coming trading week. That is so sexy. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to exit the replay mode. Now, this is how simple it is for me. For Euro USD, I'm waiting on this. If price goes down, then I'm going to buy right there. A cool fun part about this is that I don't even have to use the RSI. I can look at the chart. I'm like so like my recognition and quote unquote muscle memory for my brain. I have so much like there's so much nuance there that I can recognize it without even having the RSI. So that's why people just see my naked charts, right? My chart is completely butt ass naked right here. There's nothing else that I need on the chart. USD JPY, I don't see anything. Euro CAD, I don't see anything. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these alerts too because there's literally like nothing here. AUD USD, if we could get a quick move down like this, that would be good. It's also nice because there's a previous low there. So that might act as support. There's a previous low there as well. This might be pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and just set an alert there. GBP JPY, this is too small and clustered up for me. What I'm going to be waiting for is for price to go much lower, probably like down into here. This would be a divergent move if it goes here, then it pulled back, and then if it can go down to there, that'd be a nice new sexy lower low. That would be a little bit more worth taking in my opinion. So I'm going to be looking for that as we go into this trading week. GBP USD, I see nothing. Like Euro USD, if Euro USD can go down, this would be nice. However, for GU, I think it's kind of a far stretch to think it's still going to go down. You can actually see my alert is already down here. If price can go all the way there, but at that point, like, right, it's probably going to go sideways. The setup will become invalidated. Then we'll need a new low. Then we'll need a pullback. Then we'll need a lower low. And if it has that little, like, nice little low and then a nice little pullback and then another quick lower low, that'll probably be a good area to take the buy. AUD CAD is great. It's one of the most mean reverting forex pairs. Euro GBP, AUD CAD, NZD CAD, and AUD NZD are the most mean reverting pairs. But I'm going to tell you my favorites: Euro GBP and AUD CAD. They just have like the lowest spreads and they move a little bit more in my opinion in terms of pips. So you don't have to use as heavy of position sizing, which is great if you're an idiot like me trading with forex.com who has such low leverage. Forex.com though, thank you guys. I've lost a lot of money with you guys this year trading, but you guys have been great in terms of customer service. So if anyone from forex.com is watching this video, yeah, 1 to 20, 1 to 30 leverage and the FIFO rule and anti-hedging rule and all this other stuff really sucks. However, thank you for keeping my capital and thank you for all the nice customer service. AUD CAD, I don't have anything. USD CAD, there was actually a setup here last week. I didn't take it. I was feeling weird about USD pairs. Not going to lie. I was being a complete BITCH. However, if price can go up here, I will look to take a sell. I actually had an alert on this, but I deleted it. So I'm going to add that alert back in. Again, this has to happen quick. It can't go sideways for like, 2 weeks and then like pop up here again. This would need to happen relatively quickly. Euro GBP, it's too rangy. For this to work out, it would have to, you see I already have an alert there. Honestly, it would have to go there and then pull back a little bit and then go even lower. And this could take like 2-3 weeks to set up, maybe more. But that's what I'm looking for in Euro GBP. So NZD USD, same thing as Euro USD. I'm just going to keep Euro USD. It would be the same setup, and I'm not going to be buying all of them at the same time. So NZD USD, if it goes down, cool. CAD JPY, I see nothing here. This would have to have a lot more of a move down before I'd consider doing anything. GBP CAD, I don't see anything here that hasn't gone to go down. Like, right, it barely missed my alert down here. I was waiting for it to have another like lower low, but that didn't happen. Now it's gone up. So let's see what's going to happen here. Like for this, it would have to go so much higher for me to even entertain this. Even if it had like a pullback there and then a push to these higher highs, actually I could see that. I'd probably take that. But for now, nothing. This setup could take like a week or 2 or 3 weeks to do. Euro AUD, I don't see anything here. I was waiting to see which way it would break out so I could kind of get prepared. This is just kind of floating around in the middle. This would have been a good setup here had it pulled back up and then gone down and made a new low. Again, I don't use RSI anymore, but just because I see the setups on the charts, and it's not really that hard. Like if it goes really far down and makes a low, and then it pulls back a little bit and then makes a new lower low really quickly, that's almost always going to be a divergence setup, right? I just don't call it that because a lot of people get so dragged into the complicated BS of all the indicators. Like, what's your indicator settings, bro? Do you use a 14 period or use a 20 period? And I'm just over here. I'm like, oh my god, it's not that big of a deal. If it goes really far, it makes a low. Then it pulls back and makes a new low. It's probably a divergent move. Then you just have to start getting used to the nuance and the price action to start kind of having a trade selection mechanism develop, which is your discretion, to help you pick better trading opportunities. Same thing for vice versa. If it goes really far in one direction and makes a new high, and then it pulls back, and then it quickly pops up to make another higher high, that is almost always going to be a divergent move. I'm not talking about if it's been ranging forever, and then it pops up a little bit, makes a high, and then it pulls back and makes a new higher high. If you try to short the market right out of a range, in my opinion, it's just too risky, because it could be a breakout. There could be a huge leg up, right? This would be like trying to short Bitcoin whenever it broke the all-time highs like this year, around like 70K or whatever it happened to be. It'd be like shorting Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been in range half the year. It might be a breakout. Maybe it's a fake out and you get lucky. But if it goes against you and you're using an approach with no stop losses, which is how my original trading approach was, you're just going to get roasted like a pig on a spit. A little more than half the time, in my opinion. So I just don't take it. This right here, I don't see anything. AUDJPY is looking decent. We've broken out of a range, but we've had a nice big move, right? It's not like we're looking for it up here. This is like dumb setup, in my opinion. If it made a new low and it got like and it went to like the 30 on the RSI, that's one thing, and it's not like a great idea in my opinion. But the fact that we've had a really far move outside of the range, then we've had the pullback, then we have a little lower low. This isn't low enough to get me to take a buy yet. You'll notice it's divergent here. But in my opinion, this just isn't good enough. I needed like a nice clear lower low. So for this, what am I going to do? I am going to, for one, just, not even use RSI, because it's just better just look at the actual price. I'm just looking at it visually. I think something like this would be nice. Where is that? Happens to be around 96,500. So I could buy there, and then if it goes lower, I would just add another position there. Or sometimes I won't. Kind of just depends on the situation. If this can go much lower, I think this would be a good setup. So I'm going to drag it up there. GBP NZD, I don't see anything. This is a range. This pair is kind of silly. Acting really silly right now. I don't see anything. Okay, GBP NZD. Then the next one is Euro JPY. I don't see anything on here. I had an alert. I was kind of waiting to see if it would start getting some momentum to go up. This one just looks like too much of a bear run, meaning there's not a lot of pullbacks, right? It's like a huge move down, barely a pullback. Huge move down. This was probably the only clear enough pullback we had this whole time. It had a nice dip up there. Huge move down, barely a pullback. Huge move down, barely any buyers. Buyers were barely kicking right here. Look at this shit. It just goes, makes a lower low. You don't even get a full pullback, right? A nice pullback would be up to here. Then if it had dipped from there to a new low, this would probably be a decent setup. Right here, this just shows that there's really like not many buyers. So I don't want to try to step in front of a Mack truck while it's speeding down the highway at 60 miles per hour. For those of you in Europe, that's like stepping in front of, I don't know, like a Mercedes semi truck. I don't know what you guys have over there in Europe while it's going 60 kilometers per hour instead of miles per hour. Lord forgive us for using miles per hour here in the United States. I just don't want to do that. I would rather wait for things to go down even further, perhaps maybe to that low would probably be a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right here. I will not be trading all three GBP JPY, AUD JPY, and Euro JPY at the same time. What I will likely do is just select the best trading opportunity. And in fact, looking at this even more, I don't even think this would be a good spot to buy on GJ. I think a little bit lower, something like that. What would be really nice is, for example, let's say it goes a little bit lower, then it has a nice pullback like that, and then it kind of screws around for a bit, and there's like like a quick sell-off like that. Whenever there's like a pullback like this first, that's very nice. That works better, in my opinion, for just mean reversion trading in general. So there's your AD, GN, NZD CAD. So this looks like it's the last one. NZD CAD, I don't really see anything. I don't really prefer trading this pair. This is the actual forex.com spreads. This is, I don't know. This is just not great, right? It's huge spread, and the pip movement is so low. It's 34 pip spread. This huge movement right here, that was like 300 pips. 30 pip spreads like 10% of the huge move. Like that's kind of crazy. It's even worse with this right here. You have a 150 pip move, 30 pip spread. That's like 20% of the move is just taken up in spread. I know it's because market close and stuff, but NZD CAD is just kind of hard to trade unless you can get a broker that gives you really low spread on it. That's not forex.com for you guys. Okay, so that's that. So now we have a couple things going on here which are pretty insane. We've got Bitcoin continuing to patch up, had a nice little pullback, gave us all the way around 91,000 before popping back up. We're at 97,000. I've been so bullish on Bitcoin for so long. If y'all have been on my Telegram channel, you've been seeing me ranting and raving about it for the past 2 years. It's really, really good. It's doing really good. I've made more from crypto this year than I've made trading Forex. Forex trading was not a good year this year. Losing access to trading with my previous brokers back in the summer screwed up everything. Having to trade with forex.com. I love you guys at forex.com, but I've just lost money with forex.com net this year. I'm still in profit on the year, like not much at all, like less than 100 grand and like barely any. But at least it's like something, and at least it was a profitable year, and it's really good. And going into this next year, I've got all the little dials fine tuned with forex.com. I'll be able to do it going into this next year. So I'm really looking forward to that because I've just been able to kind of get the position sizing right, depending on how much deposited with the broker and different stuff. But Bitcoin has just been insane. Like this month, I made more from crypto this month than I've made like this whole year trading Forex. So I've made much more this month trading Bitcoin, on my demo accounts and my demo exchanges than I've made from Forex trading. I think it's going to go up to 150K, then I'll be out. We've also got Algorand. Algorand is something I've been in for a while as well. It's a really good coin, I think. Having it like, past 2 years, it's been pretty crazy. Past 2 years, it's been, this whole thing has happened like this month. 350% growth in 1 month since Trump got elected. On the night he got elected, it started spiking. Solana, I think Solana will do well. A lot of this stuff is like, this is the top 50 cryptos. I think Solana will continue to do well. Some people are saying $1,000 Solana. Like, cool, whatever. Avalanche, so AVAX, I think it'll do decent. I actually don't really even have a price target. I'm watching Solana and I'm watching AVAX right now, and I'm watching Cardano. I'm sort of waiting to figure out if I can like get into these or not. But I think these will all do well. So that's crypto. So yeah, anyway, this video started as me telling you where I was at with my trading strategy back in 2017, whenever I was just a wee lad, 22-year-old kid, had just gotten profitable trading, and I was getting excited about making, like if I just made $400 for the week, I was amazed. Now I'm to the point where I've had like, I'm not going to say exactly how much I've made like this past like month or two, but I have months that just go crazy, right? And then I also have losing months that are really painful, right? I've had months where I've lost over $100,000 trading just Forex alone. And I've watched crypto dump like crazy, where I had a portfolio and I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in a month, and then didn't sell, and then it went back up and everything was fine. But still, I've seen all the ups and downs. By just getting experience and focusing on one, set of simple things, simple principles, you end up just seeing the same thing over and over again, and that helps you get profitable long term. Again, I really want to end the video with saying this. Nothing is going to save you, and no one is going to save you, and no quote-unquote strategy is going to save you. The only thing that'll quote-unquote save you, meaning help you get profitable, in my very humble opinion, not financial advice, is just getting experience. That is the only thing that matters. It does not matter if you're using support resistance. It does not matter if you're using RSI divergence on the 5-minute or the 4-hour or whatever the hell it is you think is a good idea. It doesn't matter if you're using smart money, liquidity, order block, bank manipulation, institutional, Wagyu beef, Kobe steak, medium rare, distribution, accumulation, fair value gap, candlestick entry strategy. It doesn't matter which strategy you use. You can use that too. I mean, if that's your vibe. But what really matters is just getting experience doing the same thing over and over again. That intuition, that discretion, that feel, that grit, that taste, that sense that you develop as about, I think this is a good opportunity, or I think it's not. You only develop that with time. And so I would say if you're continuing to go through your trading journey and you're feeling very frustrated, no strategy is working. Which strategy? I just want to know what strategy to use. Just tell me what the rules are for the strategy, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make tons of money. That's not going to work. I'm just telling you from experience. I've coached thousands of people over the course of the past 6 years. I've seen it over and over. I've seen the desperate rabbit hole people get into, having to be worried about which strategy to use. It's not, in my opinion, it's just not worth doing. What's much better is just, in my opinion, just getting experience. Keep the framework simple. Find a way to control risk. If you're just controlling risk by just putting a dollar amount of money into an account, and that's your capped risk there, that's great. If you're to the point where you're like you're using stop losses, that's fine. If you're using hedging to control risk, that's fine. There's all these different things that you can do to control risk. And as long as you're keeping things simple and controlling risk, that is the best way to develop experience. And with that being said, I'm out. If you're not my Telegram channel, join it. First look at the description or the pinned comment below. I'll see you in there. For those of you here at the end of this video, you're one of the very few people that have stayed till the end. I would argue in the single digits. So thank you. If you made it to the end, let me know in the comment section that you made it to the end of the video, and then maybe ask a question. And if I'm scrolling through it and I see that you asked that, I might respond to your question. So cheers. See ya.